Welcome back to The Five. Well, high gas prices may have kept some people off the roads this holiday weekend, but AAA did predict a slight increase in travel this year. Well, Americans love a good road trip, including some of us around this table. So, anybody have any road trip stories?
Ooh.
Bob, before I get to you, you can think about editing all of the bad stuff out of your head. I want to go to Eric, our energy expert. Eric, a lot of people are doing staycations, but AAA says maybe some will be hitting the roads and going out a little bit more despite the high prices.
It's strange how all of a sudden $3.50 gasoline sounds great. I mean, it's
gas prices have gone down thanks to Obama and you and Sarah Palin.
Thanks to Governor Palin, and we put together an idea that Obama took, and since that very week, gas prices have gone down. Whatever. But the point is, we're at $3.50 or so ballpark. I mean, wow, that's great. All of a sudden, that's fantastic. You know, in the past, if it was $2.50 was high, $3 was unheard of. Now it comes down from $4, and it feels great. So Americans are very resilient. So this feels good. We're going to start to spend again. It probably signals, better things are coming for the economy.
All right, road trip, Bob.
Well, there were several, but the one that I can remember most of was a trip up the Pacific Coast Highway, going to San Francisco to the Summer of Love at Haight-Ashbury. Now, I don't remember parts of it, but I do remember I showed up at Haight-Ashbury, and that's when everybody was, make love, not war. And I had a pocket full of money, a pocket full of drugs, and I couldn't get any sex.
Okay, this is not a good Memorial Day.
Wait, this was on a road trip or last night?
No, this was a road trip, but it was great. It was a lot of fun. Pacific Coast Highway is a great place, and there's a place down there where there's a restaurant on the cliffs overlooking the Pacific where everyone goes down and gets stoned. And I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
Anyway, they go down and get imbibe. But it was a great trip, and it was in a van. I remember that.
You're such a ladies' man, Bob. I don't believe you had any trouble.
No,
Greg, Kimberly?
Well, I don't think I could top that. There was absolutely no specifics in that story, thank God. Here's the thing, my road trips I always remember as a kid is the single-serving cereal boxes. When you were a kid, you'd get the condominium of cereals, and then by the end of the summer, the only things left were Special K and Bran Flakes. They'd all be alone, crying in the back of a cupboard.
What did you go for first? Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops. What are the Corn Puffs? Corn Pops?
Corn Pops.
Yeah. Apple Jacks.
And Sugar Pops.
Okay.
Sugar Pops. That's it.
Kimberly,
This whole
I know you
situation
can't top Bob,
sounds
but
really weird, so I'm going to bring it back to wholesome. So my favorite road trip was when I went with my little brother Anthony with my mom and my dad, and we went to Disneyland for the first time, and we brought our big green bean bag and put it in the backyard, and we beat each other up and got in trouble. But by the time we got to Disneyland, it was so much fun, and it was the best vacation and road trip I ever had.
I went to supposed to be my nieces at Disney World, and I was late because I was hungover, so I got there. There was a line of 200 people long. I went and tried to bribe my way to the front of the line. And this little lady said, this little 22-year-old little girl says, "We don't do that here, Mr.
So you even corrupted Mickey Mouse
We
and
cut his mic
Disneyland.
for the rest of What about you?
Unbelievable.
me, I haven't undertaken any road trips, believe it or not.
I'll give you a road trip.
We took a road trip together to the Hamptons. That was a good adult one.
That's not exactly
Remember in the
like
back
a
of
real
that
road trip. It was
you,
only
me,
like
and
2 hours.
Ainsley, and then that was
Oh, that's
fun.
The guys in the back of the car.
All right,
Yeah, we had spray tan.
Last 4th of July.
Going to Florida once a year, the family can afford one vacation a year, is driving from Chicago. This is true, Bob.
I'm sorry, when you were a kid, I'm sorry.
Driving from Chicago to Florida, also to Disney, and I would write down every mile. So it's 1,250 miles or so. I'd write 1 through 1,250 and cross them off one at a time, all the way there.
Hey, you remember that joint south of the border? They used to start advertising it. They started advertising in Virginia and
with the big
South
hat.
Carolina. Yeah, with a big hat. Yeah.
All right.
That was a great
Since
joint.
this is the unofficial kickoff of summer, how about summer plans? Because I know, I actually said Memorial Day was my first favorite. 4th of July is my first favorite. Memorial Day is my second favorite. Because I'm thinking about the summertime. Greg, any plans?
Of course, the most immediate plan is to get rid of the tan lines.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bob and I, we've
No, but you
got a
can
special place.
You can do Brazilian tan in a can.
Oh, really?
You went there.
Yeah, and spray
Thank you.
yourself.
You went there.
Well, no, if he doesn't want to get, skin cancer.
Kimberly, what do you do in the summer with Ronan?
Well, so we're going to go to the Hamptons, and he's got a little playhouse out there, like a fort, so it's very cool.
Must
so
be
he
nice.
likes to
Yeah. Must be.
Are you jealous of a 5-year-old? This is so mean.
Her 5-year-old has a house in the Hamptons.
And a
Just think
helicopter
about that for a minute.
I know it.
For the people out west, the Hamptons is where rich people go to act
Oh
rich.
my God, it's a playhouse.
Yes, he's getting his playhouse is what, $750,000?
What?
And that's a starter.
It's got a car elevator.
It's kind of
Oh, it's so mean.
Now, Bob, you can
Poor
rip
Roe
on us
digging.
all you want, but
I'm not
Eric and I have the same plans. We're going to be at the Jersey Shore for most of the summer. On
Together?
Not together.
Oh,
No.
God, I hope not.
Don't start
rumors get
rumors.
started.
Well, I'll tell you, I have no summer plans because the producer here won't let me have a day off for the summer. You know that? He won't.
Who, Porter?
Okie, yeah, Porter. He won't
On
let me
the
have a day
weekends,
off.
what are you going to be doing on the weekends? The same stuff you do
No,
every week?
I'm doing my general work with
please
foreign
don't-
exchange students.
Oh, yeah, don't go in.
I knew it.
Can we quick shout out to a 12-year-old who's the biggest Five fan on the planet, Perry, Michigan. She's
Yeah.
watching right now from the beach. Hi, Perry. She loves the show. Even loves Bob, believe it or not.
Well, why
And,
not?
all
Sorry.
right. So I mentioned before I didn't really do road trips because I was always working in
Right.
the restaurants
gonna
every
say.
summer. So that was my summer a lot of the time.
Your road trip is between the tables and the busboys.
between my house and the Bob and the restaurant.
The kitchen.
You know
What about you guys?
Well,
Summer jobs?
I had a great job. I guess it was right before I went to college. I was a pool monitor, which was not a lifeguard,
Oh, my
but a pool
gosh.
monitor at a condominium, in which I was instructed, if somebody was to drown, not to save them. Because legally, if I had actually failed, they could get sued. So it's just, don't bother jumping in if you see anything. Just call 911. And I was a terrible swimmer at the time.
I had
Oh,
three
my
jobs I'm going
gosh.
to tell you about. I was a garbage man. I also delivered food in a psych ward to old people who scared the hell out of me. And I had a job at a funeral parlor, and I got fired after 86 funerals.
Oh,
This
gosh.
explains
My
a lot.
best job was in a delicatessen because I love salami. I'm crazy for it. And I literally ate more than my paycheck worth of salami, so that was not profitable, but tasty.
Eric?
Best job, I got a summer job very quickly in Chicago on a road construction crew. Went to the owner, said, can I get a job? He said, yes, but you got to go talk to Frank Annunzio, who was our alderman in Chicago. Literally had to write the alderman a check to get a job with a private company in Chicago.
Did you find Jimmy Hoffa when
And
you were
put
digging?
and Frank Annunzio's sign on my front lawn for the election season.
Did you find Jimmy Hoffa?
No.
All right, coming up. Did you put on a few extra pounds this weekend at your barbecues? Well, don't sweat it. Cheeseburgers could actually be good for you, in a way. Food for thought, next.
She did vulgar week, but a big one gone and